Hello everyone, I'm Professor Lee of Dr. Anti-Aging and Urban Medicine TV. Today's part 3 is the last lecture of DNA damage-induced aging treatment, and the next lecture is about telomere extension aging treatment, which you probably heard a lot about. Today, we'll study DNA damage management method that you can actually practice in your daily life. Let's get started. 1. Lifestyle habits that prevent DNA damage reduce DNA damage by an average of 20 to 30%. It's realistically very difficult to determine whether it has the effect of slowing down aging and extending lifespan, because long-term research for decades is required. However, if DNA damage is steadily reduced in this way, it's very likely that it will lead to slowing down of aging. I'll tell you the regenerative preventive method in order of importance. First of all, the most important preventive method is quitting smoking and getting enough sleep. These two are important because they are the basic DNA protection method. The second priority is a healthy diet that reduces processed food and a calorie-restricted diet, which also activate DNA repair. The third priority is exercise and blocking ultraviolet A and B rays and fine dust, which reduce environmental damage. In particular, ultrafine dust, which penetrates deep into the alveoli and spreads throughout the body through the bloodstream, causing DNA damage, is bad. The second is nutrient, natural product, and herbs that have been proven to increase the ability to repair DNA damage. According to the first paper that analyzed 134 papers on the effect of various vitamins, minerals, nutrient, plant compound, teas, and juice on reducing DNA damage and increasing repair, 65% of all papers reported that there was a significant effect, which is twice as many as papers that reported no effect. Therefore, it's more likely that supplementing with certain micronutrient, vitamins, plant compound, etc. will help reduce DNA damage and improve cell health. I'll tell you about nutrient, vitamins, food, and teas that have been reported to have DNA repair effect in humans. There are really many. 1. Antioxidant vitamins, vitamin A, C, E, vitamin B12, multivitamins, beta-carotene, folic acid, alpha-lipoic acid, glutathione, and acetylcysteine, minerals, zinc, selenium, etc. 2. Plant compounds such as lycopene, lutein, curcumin, isoflavone, and proanthocyanidin. 3. Coffee, green tea, berry juice, tomato juice, kiwi juice, and 4. Herbs such as turmeric, astragalus root, rosemary, milk thistle, ginseng, licorice, angelica, poriococcus, hibiscus, lemon balm, ginger, centella asiatica, and echinacea. Now, let me just pick one of these. Which one do you like the most? It has to have a proven effect on preventing damage, on detecting damage, and activating repair mechanisms, on enhancing repair capacity, and it has to have few side effects over a long period of time, being expensive, and best of all, it has to be proven effective in controlled clinical trials. That's green tea. There are other herbs that have been proven to reduce DNA damage in controlled clinical trials, but green tea has the most clinical evidence. Even if you drink only 1 cup of green tea, 200 cc, the DNA damage of lymphocytes in the blood was reduced by 30% compared to the control group within 1 to 2 hours. When you drink 2 cups a day for a week, the DNA repair enzyme significantly increased. 43 patients with type 2 diabetes were divided into a group that drank 2 cups of green tea for 3 months and a group that only drank water, and their blood was tested. As a result, a group that took green tea significantly reduced DNA damage in lymphocyte cells in the blood by 15%. In addition, the DNA repair enzyme increased by up to 50%. In another study targeting smokers, the smokers who took green tea significantly reduced damaged DNA in their urine. Green tea is not only effective in preventing and reducing DNA damage, it has more than 10 different effects that have been proven in controlled clinical studies. Over 50 studies have proven that it improved diabetes, hypertension, and hyperlipidemia, reduce the risk of developing cerebral vascular disease, improve vascular endothelial cell function, has an anti-obesity effect by repeat oxidation activation, improve cognitive function and memory by nerve cell support, improve depression symptoms, reduce the risk of liver cancer, improve liver function, moisture skin, increase elasticity, reduce UV damage, suppress harmful bacteria in the oral cavity, and reduce diarrhea caused by radiation therapy. The reason it has such therapeutic effect on various diseases is because green tea has a fundamental cell therapeutic effect such as DNA damage repair. Here are the dosage and administration method. The way to enjoy green tea for its taste and the way to take it for medicinal purposes are different. Instead of pouring hot water over green tea leaves and steeping them for about 5 minutes, like you would with regular green tea, you should put 2 to 4 grams in 500 cc of water, boil it directly for 10 to 15 minutes, and drink it like tea to get better medicinal effect. In particular, carrageenan and polyphenol dissolve better in heat, so if you boil it with green tea leaves, the concentration is higher than that of regular tea. If you drink it this way, even if it tastes bitter, the medicinal effects are stronger. If the cost is burden for long-term use, you can use the much cheaper, fully ground dried leaves. Side effects and precautions. If you experience caffeine-related symptoms such as insomnia, nervousness, and increased heart rate, stop taking for 2 to 3 days and then start again with a small amount. If you take it in large quantity or on empty stomach, you may experience heartburn and diarrhea. In this case, stop taking it for 2 to 3 days and then start again with a small amount. If you experience allergic symptoms, stop taking it immediately, and if severe, visit the hospital. Although rare, there have been a report of liver dysfunction, so if you have liver disease, check your liver function while taking it. If you take it in large quantity for a long period of time, it can inhibit calcium absorption. If you are taking anticoagulant, antiplatelet agent, or cardiovascular drugs, consult your doctor, as it may affect the metabolism of the drugs. From now on, I recommend that you include green tea in the tea you drink often. Now, here are some health supplement pills that have DNA repair activity. Although they are few, those that have clinical studies include NAD supplement, resveratrol, quercetin, fisetin, and curcumin. However, all of these have other important anti-aging effects in addition to DNA repair, so I'll explain them in detail in separate chapters. Today, I'll choose one of them and talk about it. Among the enzymes that repair damaged DNA, the most important enzyme is PARP. It's an important enzyme that repairs single-strand damage, which is the most common type of DNA damage. PARP finds the location of broken DNA strand and binds to it as shown in the picture. Then it gathers the repair proteins to repair and connect the cut part. Doesn't the appearance of PARP attached to the damaged DNA strand look like a construction site screen? When the DNA repair is complete, PARP automatically leaves. However, when PARP works, a special supporter is absolutely necessary, and that is the molecule called NAD. Only with NAD, PARP can find damaged area and proceed with the repair work. NAD is one of the substances that decreases rapidly as we age and play a very important role in aging, so we'll discuss supplementation in detail in the NAD section. NAD is produced in our body's cells and is an essential molecule involved in over 400 biochemical reactions that occur in our body. Therefore, if it is deficient, problems occur in hundreds of life activities. One of the hundreds of metabolic reactions that NAD is involved in is the supporter role of enzyme called PARP, which is a repairman that repairs broken DNA. As aging progresses, NAD levels decrease while DNA damage level increase. Therefore, there has been considerable research on the relationship between NAD supplementation and improvement of DNA damage. Methods to restore the level of NAD molecule in the body has been studied, and among them, taking NMN or NR, which are converted to NAD in the body when taken, have been proven to be effective method for inhibiting DNA damage and improving age-related disease such as Alzheimer's disease. Most of the positive results reported for repairing DNA damage are from animal studies. For example, after administering NMN, a precursor of NAD, to 24-month-old mice for 6 months, DNA repair enzyme activity increased by 40%, and the average lifespan was extended by 30%. Although safety and efficacy have been confirmed in early clinical studies, it is still in early stage and more research is needed. However, the possibility of reducing DNA mutation and cancer risk, delaying cell aging, and improving degenerative disease such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease is very high. Currently, more than 20 clinical trials are underway for NMN to improve anti-aging and other disease, and more than 30 clinical trials are underway for NR. However, it's already being sold as a health supplement in many countries, including the United States, claiming effects such as improved blood sugar control, increased energy metabolism, and alleviation of metabolic complications related to aging. We will study more specific dosage and safety in the NAD and aging treatment section, and will summarize it briefly today. Let me tell you about the recommended daily dose and how to take NMN supplement. Based on clinical trials, 250 to 500 mg per day is recommended. For those taking it for the first time, 250 mg per day is recommended, and the dose is gradually increased based on the response. If you want to take a high dose, it's recommended to receive guidance from a specialist, and the maximum is 1,200 mg. Absorption may be higher when taken on an empty stomach. When taking more than 500 mg, it's recommended to take the daily dose in divided doses with breakfast and lunch. There may be a synergistic effect when taken in combination with resveratrol. Side effects and precautions. Most clinical trials have reported that it is safe and well tolerated. However, when taking high dose, you may experience digestive discomfort such as abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, headache, or fatigue. In this case, stop taking it for 2 to 3 days and then start again with a smaller dose. Some animal studies have reported that it may increase the possibility of nerve cell damage or cancer cell growth, so further research is needed. As a caution, patients with chronic disease such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, liver disease, or those with a history of cancer should consult a doctor before taking it. If you are taking anti-cancer drug or immunosuppressant, consult your doctor. Pregnant and breastfeeding women are not recommended to take it because safety studies are insufficient. Long-term safety also needed for the study. Therefore, it's recommended to take it for 3 months and then take a break for 1 month periodically. Let me tell you about the recommended daily doses and how to take NR supplements. Most studies and manufacturers recommended 250 to 300 mg per day. In some cases, higher doses 500 to 1000 mg are used, but this should be determined after consulting a doctor. It can be taken on an empty stomach or with meals and can be taken once or twice a day. For example, if you take 300 mg, you can take 150 mg in the morning and 150 mg in the evening. Side effects and precautions. Mild stomach upset, heartburn, nausea, headache, skin flushing, or mild itching may occur rarely. However, this is often alleviated by reducing the dose. It's important not to exceed the recommended dose, as there have been a case of liver dysfunction reported when taking excessively high dose. NR is known to be relatively safe, but studies on long-term safety are limited. Therefore, it's recommended to take it for 3 months and then take a break for 1 month periodically. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, you should consult your doctor as safety has not been fully established. If you have a chronic condition such as liver disease, kidney disease, or diabetes, it's essential to consult a specialist before taking it. Now, let's summarize and conclude DNA damage and aging treatment, which is an aging treatment method that anyone can easily practice at this point in time. First, as a preventive method, quit smoking, get enough sleep, eat a healthy diet and exercise, and block ultraviolet rays A and B and ultrafine dust. 2. For green tea that strengthens DNA recovery power, boil 2 to 4 grams in 500 cc of water for 10 to 15 minutes, brew it strongly, and drink it as tea. 3. In addition, supplement NAD that strengthens DNA repair enzymes under the guidance of a specialist. There are 2 regenerative supplements, NR at 250 to 300 mg per day, and NMN at 250 to 500 mg per day. The next lecture is telomeres that determines the speed of aging, maintenance, and extension method. Thank you for your hard work, everyone. See you again next time.